I'm going to give it 5 tubs of popcorn and a couple of sodas, because it is just that good, whether you see it in 3D, as some did, or 2D, as I did. I would say probably 4 bags of popcorn, but because John Goodman is one of the stars and he likes to eat, let's upgrade it to 5. I'm going to give it 4 bags of popcorn with reservations that if you haven't seen the others, you might want to brush up on them before you go see this one. You got to give it 5. It'll be nominated, it will take home a few statuettes, and that's what it's all about. I'm going to agree with you. 4 bags of popcorn seems appropriate. Probably no treats to go along with that because it is a dark, somber film. I would give that 5 tubs of popcorn with maybe a can of Red Bull to keep you going. I'm going to give it 4 bags of popcorn and maybe just a cup of water. I'm going to give it 5 bags of popcorn and, I don't know, some sort of strange snack.
How about...
like salt, have you had those little crackers that are wrapped in seaweed?
Oh yeah, like tofu.
Yeah, no, they're just crackers. I'm going to give it, well, 5's the most we can give, so I'm going to give it 5 bags of popcorn, but I'm going to pack them tight with as much corn as I can get in there and an extra ladle of butter because I love this movie. It's right up there with the best of Bond. I'm going to give it 5. Well, no, I'm going to give it 4 because I gave the Bond 5 and I preferred that. I'll give this 4, but I'm going to throw in a roll of Lincoln pennies.
All right.
I'm going to give it 4 bags of popcorn and a hot dog because that's what you would eat if you went to see a sporting event. And a lot of the movie does take place in the world of professional sports. 5 bags of popcorn and as many Oscars as you can give. Director, film, actor, actress, screenplay. And even the score was quite good. The scale only goes up to 5, but I'll give it 5 bags of popcorn and a big Hobbit hug.
All right, well...
4 or 5, whatever. Great music. Yeah, I'd give it 4 stars.
Like a 4-star general probably had something to do with the operation.
You know what? I'm giving it 4 bags of popcorn. I'm going to give it 5 buckets of popcorn. But watch it on video.
You're crazy. You're wasting your time.
5 microwave bags of popcorn
Okay, you got it.
and 2
right.
2-liter
well,
bottles
we're going to have
Coke
to disagree on that.
with some cups, and you pour it for every kid in the neighborhood, and they can all come over and watch the movie.
We're going to have to...
money.
Okay.
5 is the highest. That's, at least for me, that's the highest you can give. And I would skip the sodas. It's a good movie, but
definitely a
stick
popcorn.
with the It's definitely a popcorn movie. I'd have to give it 4 bags of popcorn. If you like juggling and ropes and the life of a circus performer, I can't recommend it enough. I give it 5 bags of popcorn. 5 bags of popcorn and maybe a little toy pistol filled with some soft drink or something, because it is a
Anyways, now it's...
I think the scale only goes up to 5. I'm going to give it all 5 bags of popcorn, and I'm going to throw in a get well card for you and hope that you do choose to get this tumor removed. I'm going to give it 5 bags of popcorn and some of those little chattering teeth.
Well,
I'd give it 5 bags of popcorn. How can you not give a Die Hard movie 5 bags of popcorn? They're all kind of 5-baggers. I would also throw in a goblet of the finest champagne and toast Bruce Willis and the whole Die Hard gang for bringing us yet another successful hit. I'm going to give Snitch 4 bags of popcorn, but throw in 1 other bag for being so realistic and gritty for a total of 5 bags. You could give it 5 half-filled bags because if you saw the whole thing as I did, you would give it 5 bags. 5 half-full bags, it sort of shows that it's incomplete, and that's what you want the viewers to understand. I think if you'd tacked the National Lampoon name onto this and called it National Lampoon's 21 and Over, it would have been a 5-bagger. I'm going to give it 5 bags anyway, though, because I think that the world does need a laugh. And I'll throw in maybe a shot of Jägermeister. I'm going to say 5 bags of popcorn and maybe another 5. I'm going to say 0 bags of popcorn because I'm going to say let's take Toto's old basket and fill that with popcorn and eat out of the basket, which is essentially 5 bags of popcorn. I love this movie. I'm going to give it 5 bags of popcorn and a little mace spray because there's some pretty shady characters in this movie you might want to stay away from and protect yourself from. I'm going to give it 5 bags of popcorn, but I'm going to put a curtain around them so you can't tell how many until you've seen the movie yourself. Okay. And some of those little hot cinnamon, those spicy little candies, because it has a hell theme. 5 bags of popcorn in each bag. Inside each bag, when you open it up, you find an Oscar for Jim Carrey, because this is his all-time best performance, and I am a big fan as well. I guess this is more like the Flintstones, but if you were to sort of hollow out stones and make popcorn containers out of that. That's what they would have done on the Flintstones, so I would give it 5 of those. 5 bags of popcorn. I really liked it, and maybe put them on the back of a runaway freight train, because the film's pretty exciting. I would give this movie 5 tubs of popcorn, maybe put a ring around each one like the planet Saturn. Tim? I give it 5 tubs of popcorn. Tim?
The highest score is 5 bags of popcorn. I'm going to dock it 1 point, actually 1 bag of popcorn, because I think the film should have been directed by Tim Burton. I think it would have been a better film. That said, Johnny Depp was just so good in it, I'm going to bring and restore that bag because the movie was great.
Okay, so how many?
It's 5 bags of popcorn total, and a little chocolate heart for Johnny Depp because I loved his performance.
All right. Or a horse for the Lone Ranger, the mask from Lone Ranger.
Chocolate horse. This is a kind of movie that you take kids to, so I'm going to give it 5 bags of popcorn and 5 bags of mixed candy. 5 bags of popcorn and maybe an empty bag to throw up into, because it's kind of a gross out movie.
All right, the other movie.
Well, Tom Cruise wasn't in the original Alien movie, and I think you'd give that 5 bags of popcorn. So I think you should give this 5 bags of popcorn, which is what I gave it. I love this movie, and I look forward to many more in the series. I would give it 5 bags of popcorn and a little shaker of salt, because that's how you kill snails in your garden, is you salt them. So I'm going to give it 5 bags of popcorn and 5 packages of Band-Aids for all the blood that is spilled in this great movie. I give it 5 bags of popcorn and then 10 cups of coffee, because it's long. Be ready for the long haul. I give Smurfs 2 5 bags of popcorn, of course, and throw in 5 blue popsicles, because that's what the Smurfs would eat. I give it 5 bags of popcorn and 300 little bits of caramel corn.
All right, let me just say.
I give this 5 bags of popcorn and a cup of water in which you can drop a plastic hobbit. I'm going to give the movie 5 bags of popcorn, and I'm going to give the title 0 bags of popcorn, because I think with a better title you'd have more of an audience. 2 bags of popcorn, I guess. It's not the Steve McQueen getaway. I give it 0 bags of popcorn.
All right, well,
I would say, if you ever seen the old Disney movie, The Black Hole, that's what this movie is in terms of bags of popcorn. It's a black hole that sucked all the popcorn out of the world into the center of the earth, into a great void, because there's nothing to this movie, and it's not a movie. 0 bags of popcorn, you guys are wrong. Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you, but instead of the soda, I'd make that a 5th bag of popcorn, and I'd throw in an iron fist, because this movie is exciting. I would give this new Hobbit movie, I guess it's no surprise, 5 bags of popcorn and 100 more bags of popcorn.
wow.
And I would give it 5 bags of popcorn and maybe some sort of blinders or something to stop you from seeing or thinking about The Hobbit while you're trying to watch this, because you should really give it your full attention. I'm going to give it 5 bags of popcorn and 1 turban.
And God bless the troops.
I'm going to give it 5 bags of popcorn and maybe a little red ribbon for her hair, to sort of humanize her, because one thing, if you've ever seen Star Trek, you know that robots and computers like to be taken seriously as people. I'm going to give it 5 bags of popcorn and a tray of ice.
I like this movie a lot.
I would give it 5 bags of popcorn and a couple of those bolts that Frankenstein has in his head.
I enjoy that.
5 bags of popcorn.
Well,
5 bags of popcorn for Give Me Shelter, and 2 certificates from the American Medical Association debunking Dr. Sam. I would give it 5 bags of popcorn, and I'll throw in a couple of dirty acupuncture needles, of which obviously there are several in the studio today. I would give it 5 bags of popcorn.
right. Well, always great to see Josh Brolin.
I give it 5 bags of popcorn and 5 big grocery bags filled with little Lego pieces, so you can make your own Lego movie at home. So I'm going to give it 5 bags of popcorn. That's my highest recommendation, and I will throw in little miniature robot, something, a little keepsake of the experience.
All right.
And I would give it 5 bags of popcorn. What do you think? I still would give it 5 bags of popcorn.
Jesus, you're some critic. Fun, but painful.
So I'd have to give it 5 bags of popcorn and throw in a couple baskets of dried volcanic rock.
I see.
I'm very happy to give it 5 bags of popcorn. This is probably the best time travel movie I've seen since Back to the Future 3, which was the conclusion of the Back to the Future trilogy. I'm going to give it 5 bags of popcorn and maybe a little cell phone so you can call 911 if that ever happens to you. I'm going to give it 5 bags of popcorn
All right.
I might dock it for being a little bit insincere plot-wise, but in fact, I love the movie so much I can't dock it in good faith. So 5 bags. I'm going to give it 5 bags of popcorn and 5 newly bundled newborn babies.
Well,
I'm going to give it 5 bags of popcorn.
I'm going to give this one 5
this is
bags of
from the-
popcorn and maybe a souvenir keychain from The Matrix, just to remind folks of the origins of this film. I'm going to give this 5 bags of popcorn and a little cup with SpongeBob printed on it, and you can have soft drinks or even put a handful of popcorn in it.
Oh, and I give that one 5 bags of popcorn also. The 10 bags in total for SpongeBob, the SpongeBob movie. 5 bags of popcorn and 5 little chocolate hearts in a commemorative, like a heart-shaped little gift box.
all right.
5 bags of popcorn and a videotape on which we've put 5 episodes of Decker, because I think these guys learned a lot from it and it shows.
All right. How many ratings?
I'm going to give it 5 bags of popcorn and a little container of chlorine, which you want to put in any hot tub because of germs. I give it 5 bags of popcorn and 5 baseballs.
I give you that. That's why you're the ex. That's why I have you on the show.
I would focus in on 5 bags and throw in a little plastic. What are those called? What are those things called? A microscope.
Microscope.
Yeah, just throw in a little plastic microscope as a keepsake.
Why don't we jump into
5 bags of popcorn.
5 bags of popcorn and anything else?
A 4-leaf clover sort of is good luck that Lazarus continues on and does turn into a popular series. 5 bags of popcorn.
Great.
And I'm going to give it 5 bags of popcorn, or maybe the way to phrase that I will give it the 5th bag of popcorn, which is kind of what they did with their title.
All right, and finally,
So I'm also going to give it 5 more informed bags of popcorn because I did see the picture. And I'm going to throw in a little golden gun as a sort of a tip of the hat to the man with a golden gun, Mr. James Bond. Yeah, I'm going to give it 5 bags of popcorn and 5 little rubber duckies in case you want to put them in a bathtub and recreate the movie in your own bath. A good break from everyday life, I'd give it 5 bags of popcorn. I'd say go watch this and I would give it 5 bags of popcorn.
Okay.
I give it 5 bags of popcorn. It's great. I mean, Steve Martin, it's always, you're never going to go wrong with Steve Martin. He's done a lot of movies and I've loved them all. We've had a lot of his movies on Popcorn Classics before. I wish you'd seen it, Tim. I think
Well,
you would agree with me. It's a 5 bag of popcorn.
I
movie
already
without
gave
a
it the
doubt.
5 bags.
I'm going to have to give it 5 bags of popcorn plus a little kind of commemorative gold cross in memory of Paul Walker, R.I.P. I give it 5 bags of popcorn and with some golden butter on it. So women in gold. I'm going to give it 4 bags of popcorn. I would probably dock the movie 1 bag of popcorn for wasting Johnny Depp's time and our time as well. But because I like the movie so much, I'm going to go ahead and restore that bag and give it 5 bags of popcorn.
Okay.
Yeah, I would give it 5 bags of popcorn and maybe throw in a little whistle in case you're trapped in a maze and need help getting out. I'm going to give it 5 bags of popcorn and throw in a jar of Peter Pan brand peanut butter. 5 bags of popcorn and the phone number of Tim Burton so that you can get him involved next time.
All right, quickly moving on.
5 bags of popcorn, but I would dock it a few kernels per bag because I do feel that Spielberg is the master of science fiction, and this was not science fiction. This was courtroom drama, and there's other people that do it
Okay,
better.
thank you very much, Greg.
I'll give it 5 bags of popcorn as well.
Great.
So I'm going to go ahead and give this 5 bags of popcorn and throw in like a coffee cup, or styrofoam coffee cup that you would have in your car, but it secretly has a tracking device because that's what Bond is great at, gadgets. I'm going to go ahead and give the movie 5 bags of popcorn, and I'm going to throw in 5 bags of peanuts.
5 bags.
Yeah, you should see it.
There you go.
I'm going to give it 5 bags of popcorn and a Klingon cola. How about that? I'm going to give it 5 bags of popcorn and a little pair of scissors so they can cut out all those news sequences and stick with the action scenes. 5 bags of popcorn and 500 wheelbarrows to carry all Woody's Oscars from one home to the
You
next.
wouldn't be able to do the graphic of 500 wheelbarrows if you want to put something else.
All right, 5 bags of popcorn and 5 wheelbarrows to wheelbarrow.
That's fine.
Just a small portion of his Oscar collection from room
More
to room.
Oscar gold in Woody's world than there is in Fort Knox.
I'm going to give it 5 bags of popcorn because it is an excellent movie once you get past the shenanigans with the title. And then I'm going to throw in a little capsule. It's not a suicide capsule like you might see in one of these Bourne movies. It's an advice capsule, and you unscrew it, and there's a little memo in it that says, call your next movie The Bourne Victory.
Okay.
I would have to say 5 bags of popcorn is a slam dunk rating for this, and I'm going to throw in a pair of handcuffs for Dr. San for doing this once again. I give it 5 bags of popcorn.
I loved it, and I give it 5 bags of popcorn too, and I love you.
5 bags of popcorn and a miniature chariot, because a chariot race, of course, is the classic finale to Ben
All
Hur.
right.
And I would give it 5 bags of popcorn and 5 little packets of soy sauce, because those go good with sushi. 5 bags of popcorn, and I would have to say miniature boxing glove or something, maybe 2, set of 2 miniature boxing gloves as a souvenir of 2 great movies, Raging Bull and Hands of Stone. 5 bags of popcorn.
Yay. Hold on.
But I would give it 5 bags of popcorn and an entire fire truck full of flame retardant foam. Did you see it, Mark? 5 bags of popcorn and 5 tickets to the rehab clinic.
And for that, I tip my hat and award it 5 bags of popcorn. And I'm going to throw in a little toy door, because Oliver Stone also directed The Doors. 5 bags of popcorn and a little baby rattle.
Oh, I want to read this. This is neat.
5 bags for the Magnificent Seven.
Nick is.
It is very good. He's right. It's very good. It's right for reasons that he didn't bring up because he didn't see it. But I'm going to give it 5 bags of popcorn and 5 stork eggs.
We are excited to debut.
I would give this movie easily 5 bags of popcorn. This is a no-brainer. This is a classic. It's King Kong. He's back with 5 bags of popcorn and a little cross similar to the headstone of Miss Fay Ray. For that reason, I'm going to have to give it only 1 bag of popcorn for unoriginality in the title process.
I'll just interrupt you there for a sec. It's got a little bit of heat, just a little bit of heat.
But I will give it 4 additional bags of popcorn for originality in terms of the actual script and the direction and the acting. It's a fantastic film. You've never seen a film like this before. So that totals 5 bags of popcorn, and that's my final rating. I'm going to give it T5 bags of popcorn, sort of as a tip of the hat to the title of the movie, T2. 5 bags of popcorn and 2 test tubes, each one filled with a little bit of that movie magic. 5 bags of popcorn. I'm going to give it 5 bags of popcorn. I actually really loved it. It was just what I needed. Very, very funny movie. 5 bags of popcorn and 5 bags of animal feed.
All right, let's get to the real stuff here.
So I'm going to give it 5 blue bags of popcorn, or 5 bags of blue popcorn. I guess the bag should be blue, not the corn itself, for the Smurfs. So I'm going to go ahead and give it the 5 bags with some reservations. It's not Sherlock Holmes, but it is something, and you should see it. 5 bags of popcorn, because that's the highest rating, and 8
I don't
Hot
want
Wheels.
that. Sorry, I don't
vintage
want that.
Hot Wheels. I'm going to give it 5 bags of popcorn and maybe a little Zorro mask, because that's the other famous movie that starts with Z,
All right.
is Zorro. 5 bags of popcorn. 5 bags. 5 bags of popcorn and a little cup of soda. I'd give it 5 bags of popcorn, but with reservations for anyone going through trauma of divorce. I will give it an unreserved 5 bags of popcorn, and I'm going to throw in a little replica of Excalibur's sword. And I think this is the Thelma and Louise for this generation, and I'm going to give it 5
bags of popcorn. I'm going to give it 5 bags of popcorn and 1 lucky rabbit's foot in the hopes that they do reboot the Dirty Harry franchise with Scott Eastwood. It would have been 5 bags of popcorn plus a little garden gnome, but I'm just going to do the 5 bags of popcorn because I think this was a missed opportunity. And so I'm going to give it 5 bags of popcorn and throw in an old little E.T. keychain just to remind you of Spielberg's roots. I'm going to give it 5 bags of popcorn and a little piece of wood, sort of as a tip of the hat to Woody Allen. I would give it 5 bags of popcorn and an inflatable life preserver to save yourself if you ever find yourself in that situation. I'm going to give it 5 bags of popcorn and maybe a prescription to see a psychiatrist because you're going to need it after you walk out of this one. It's a scary film. I'm going to give it 5 bags of popcorn and maybe a can of Dick Van Patten's Natural Balance dog food, since you like these natural products. That would be one for a dog, I guess, similar to
Okay. Second is
Rio
Overboard.
Genesis. I'm going to give it 5 bags of popcorn and 1 miniature anchor, which is something you would use if you were
Okay,
overboard.
and-
I would give it 5 bags of popcorn and maybe throw in some sort of stack of index cards that they could
All
use
right.
to sort
Super
out any
Troopers
confusion
2.
movie, and I would give it 5 bags of popcorn and maybe throw in a little like a siren that you would find on the top of a highway patrol car.
Okay.
I'm going to give it 5 bags of popcorn and maybe a little thing of mace in case you want to spray. If you get attacked by
do you need to
bikers,
take
you
that,
could
or
use
can we
that to
keep
ward
that?
them off. And I'm going to give it 5 bags of popcorn, along with maybe an Ant-Man DVD that I would collect some residuals on. Definitely 5 bags of popcorn. I'm also going to say that if the Oscars would get with the modern world and have an award for best comedy, this would be a shoo-in. If they would get with the modern world and have an award for best all-female cast, this again would be the movie to win. And so it's really incumbent on Oscar to get it together. In terms of awards that I would give it every award in the book, and that includes the coveted 5 bags of popcorn. That's no reason to dock the score, though, because it's a very well-made movie, and I will give it 5 bags of popcorn. I love this movie. I will give it 5 bags of popcorn, and I'm going to throw in, I guess, maybe a gift certificate to buy the first Deadpool movie on VHS tape, if they ever release it that way. I think I would give it 5 bags of popcorn, and I would throw in a little, like a decorative dog bowl, maybe, with some of the characters from the movie around the edge. So as your dogs are eating or lapping up water, they can enjoy these characters in the privacy of their own home.
And that person is Joe Estevez.
Joe Estevez, who I met at a recent film premiere.
And Joe Estevez is the brother of Charlie Martin Sheen, and you might know him from movies at Turning Point, Rougarou, Out of the Darkness, Gunfight in Yuma, Autism and Cake, The Voices from Beyond, Doonby, Gold Cage, Little Creeps, Inside Out, Plastic Films, The Haunting of Pearson Place, Interpersonal Exopolitics, Under the Bridge,
Yeah,
Omerta, Onion Soup, Sebastian, Dr. Spine, Insignificant Celluloid, Horrorwing, King's Men, First Dog, The Mitchell Tapes, Daddy's Home,
Daddy's
Iron
Home,
Soldier, Dark Crossing, Days of Light, Primates, The Magic Dragon, The Apparition of Roxanne, The Vigilante, Vanguard, A Perfect Life, The Ascent, Placebo, Corruption Governor, Not Another B Movie, The Lights, Meltdown, Flesh, Texas, The Death of Hollywood, The Lives of Better Men, Dead in Love, Serbian Scars, Withered One, Hollywood Confidential, See Jane Run, Zombie Farm, Cake, A Wedding Story, Cordoba Nights, Death Row, Killer Zombies, Sigma Die, Necronaut, Alibi, Koreatown, The Patrol, Shut Up and Shoot, Voices from the Grave, Third Degree, Evil After Ever, Inner Rage, The IRA, King of Nothing, Resurrection Mary, Scar, The Tailor, Dead Things 2020, An American Nightmare, Hercules in Hollywood, Drawing Blood, The Evil Chamber, Evil Grave, Curse of the Maya, Buy, Sell, Kill, A Flea Market Story, The Rockville Slayer, Death, Can I Buy You a Drink, Vampire Story, Killer Story, Vampire Boulevard, Summer Solstice, Rice Girl, and Inferno, Mind of Terror, Zombie Garden, Hitman City, Got Papers, Scary Tales, The Return of Mr. Longfellow, Mind Games, Spanish Fly, Russians in the City of Angels, Tales from the Grave, Las Vegas Psycho, Vatos, Jumping for Joy, Max Hell, Frog Warrior, Mob Days, Deathbed, Autopsy, A Love Story, Hell Asylum, Psychotic, No Dogs Allowed, Jumper, Pacino is Missing, Two Coyotes, Shattered Faith, No Turning Back, Double Deception, Black Scorpion, The Remnant, Green Diggity Dog, Ultimate Prey, Stolen from the Heart, Flat Out, 14 Ways to Wear Lipstick, Silent Scream, No Code of Conduct, Crimes of the Chupacabra, Fatal Pursuit, I Got the Hookup, Guns of El Chupacabra 2, The Unseen, Together and Alone, Avenged, The Catcher, Memorial Day, No Rest for the Wicked, Lola's Game, Tex Murphy, Overseer, The Waterfront, Winner Takes It All, Acts of Betrayal, Motorcycle Cheerleading Mamas, Lethal Seduction, Dark Secrets, Guns of El Chupacabra, Gator King, Breakaway, The Searcher, The Last Kill, The Garbage Man, Roller Gator, Blood, Slaves of the Vampire Wolf, Squanderers, Demolition Highway, Lethal Orbit, Carnival of Wolves, American Tigers, Last of the Breed, Werewolf, Toad Warrior, Backroads to Vegas, Red Line, Dillinger and Capone, Little Lost Sea Serpent, Cruise, Starstruck, Baby Ghost, Equal Impact, Karate Raider with Criminal Intent, Boulevard, Guns and Lipstick, Quiet Days in Hollywood, Point Doom, Broken Bars, Blood Heaven, Inner Sanctum 2, The Mosaic Project, Double Blast, Fatal Justice, Body Count, The Deadly Secret, Unconditional Love, Dark Universe, Beach Babes from Beyond, LA Goddess, In a Moment of Passion, Cyber Seeker, Karate Commando, Madam, The Fletch Merchant, Eye of the Stranger, Expert Weapon, Armed for Action, Eddie Presley, The Summoned, Lost in Hollywood, Psychic Detectives, Return of the Rollerblade 7, Legend of the Rollerblade 7, Blood on the Badge, The Rollerblade 7, Dark Rider, Soul Taker, Lockdown, Murder in Law, The Platinum Triangle, Fatal Pulse, South of Reno, Retreads, Human Error, I Married a Centerfold, The Invisible Woman, Anatomy of a Seduction, Lucky and Lucky Lady. So let's take a look at that interview now.
By the way, I'm never gonna forget what the fuck you said to me on the show. You hear me? Even that stunt Mark played. No matter what happens to me, I'll always remember the shit you said.
Fine, dine, recline, and hope you have a good time. Yeah, it's 6 back.